Production.
What is poppin'? We're looking at Aerodrome Finance. So this is a nice little altcoin here that's been interesting. You know, it was shaping up. I remember when this first dropped, massive move. And then you see a nice pattern develop here, right? We consolidate. You kind of make that A, B, C correction, get the rally. Massive correction along with like terrible tariff market and bullshit starting 2025. This could be one of those names that just starts to rally hard just because we're in a super risk on environment right now, in my opinion. Again, you start to look at what's going on in the world with, especially when I say the world, a lot of it relates to the US. Most of the things that are worth trading are on a US market or are based in USD. Crypto is starting to be an extremely big part of, you know, America. Trump's kind of cabinet right now is super pro crypto. A lot of bills that are pro crypto are being passed. You start looking at other macroeconomic factors, and the tariff talk's starting to go away. Trade deals are being made. It's a risk on environment. What I'd be looking for is zooming into the daily time frame, looking at the 8 EMA, and paying attention to, will this stock hold the 8 EMA? Will it hold the 21 EMA? Let's get this to the 21 and see what that looks like. And then all you really got to do here is continue to zoom out and see how strong that trend really is, right? So we got some bullish cross on the daily time frame. The 8 EMA is above the 21 EMA. Let's see how long it holds that for, right? You just go to the 2-day. What does it look like, right? So it's holding the 2-day very nicely, the 8 EMA. 3-day, you're starting to see it, the bullish cross happening here. You look at the weekly time frame, we don't have that bullish cross yet. If we get that bullish cross on the weekly time frame where the 8 EMA crosses above the 21, it might be a little too late because it's a lagging kind of indicator. But so far, we're looking at higher highs and higher lows, right? It's pretty simple. How long will it continue to do this for, right? That's all we really got to look for here. Major zones to pay attention to when we're looking at Aerodrome. Again, I would start paying attention to the $1 range, right? Just because if you look here, let's look left. We came back after a super strong move. We consolidated back to the dollar zone, and then we couldn't really break above it and hold until it was September 2024, right? So we bounced, went below, rejected, went back and retested these lows here at 49 cents. We then broke above. We retested a few times of this $1 zone, broke out. So it's clear to me, two areas that we need to pay attention to that we'll probably struggle at once again. The $1 and the 222 zone, right? So what's going to happen with Aerodrome around this $1 range? Pay close attention. If you start to see extreme bullish volume coming in around that area, it could be telling you that, you know, maybe there's insider buying, maybe there's bullish news coming out, but that's probably telling you some big whales are scooping up shares at the dollar range. If I'm looking for a quick trade and I bought a bunch recently around this area, fuck, $1 might be a good area to take some profits off the table. Again, if we're looking at from like a broader perspective, technically, right? You have the low, we have this super high resistance, right? We'll call that the high. We have a higher low. We have unable to break that higher high, but we made a lower low. Not saying it's going to happen. I did preface, we're kind of heading into like a super pro crypto risk on environment. But there is a possibility we get stuffed in this area and we create another lower low, right? So that's one of the scenarios that could play out. We could, right, here's that lower low. We come into this area, stall, right? Maybe we stall, create some sort of a weekly pattern. We break up to retest here. But then at that point, we're triple topping in this range. You'd want to see us continue to make another higher low around here and hang around this zone. So that's another possibility. And then again, of course, there's that possibility that, you know, this stock just does one of these, but it does it in a way where it's continuously holding the EMAs that I was previously mentioning in this video, right? So the daily time frame, maybe even the 3-day time frame, and you're looking at the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA, and you're seeing how long can this stock hold that trend. As you can see here, the 8 and the 21 were really consistent indicators to the downside. So why would it not act that way to the upside? So that's kind of how I'm looking at Aerodrome right now. Again, it's an altcoin. I don't know too much about the fundamentals of it, but I'd expect there at some point to be probably, like, I'd be looking at, what I'm trying to say is I'd be looking at it as a trade. There's a lot better equities and, you know, altcoins out there that are probably worth holding for the long term compared to Aerodrome Finance. But that's just my opinion. I don't really know too much about it. From a technical perspective, I hope this video was all right. Peace, guys.